on in now and have some of my homemade stew. Just sit on down now and you relax. And I'll get you a nice hot bowl. You home now. You home now.
I'm Loraine Yoder. Thank you for watching Lorraine's Faith Place on Brilliant Joy TV, Roku. I'm so glad that I had this chance to share with you about what Lorraine's Faith Place is. It's that place where I have found what my faith is, where I have dug in deeper about who I am and who my faith is. And as I have created designs that the Lord has given me to share with you about how I can encourage others, how I can encourage myself, and how I can step into courage. And courage is with courage, and discourage is without courage. And when someone is discouraged, we can help them by encouraging them. And so that's what I want to do with you. I want to encourage you to step into the Lord and to let him be that strength for you, and that your faith in him will give you courage to do those things, because courage is doing that one thing that is hard to do, but it's the right thing to do. We have many examples in the Bible of just that. Joshua is one that I look at, that I just really resonate with him, because the Lord gave him an assignment to go into battle with 350 men. He had over 10,000 or more men, and the Lord whittled it down to 350, which was just a few. And he's going up against thousands of men, and without a weapon of war. He only had trumpets and a torch. So each man had a trumpet and a torch. And the Lord gave them the battle because the Lord had a plan, and that's what he used, was Joshua's faith in him, and they won. And then as Joshua went out leading, the Lord had told him to be strong and courageous, because he was with him. And the Lord is still that for us today. He tells us to be strong and courageous with him, because he is always with us. He promises that he will never leave us or forsake us. And so we can take faith into what he says, and we can be encouraged and have that courage to do what he asks us to do. And he often does do that. He asks us to rely on him, to stand up, to do something that is difficult to do, or to stand for something that we know is right to do. One of the designs he gave me was under God and on this land I stand. We take a stand with our faith in our country and in God. We bring that together, and we have a really strong sense of who we are. So courage is that thing that is deep inside of us. Courage is not shallow. Courage is what is the foundation of, it is found in the foundation of who you are. Because another example of someone who is courageous are firefighters. They go in to where there's danger to help someone. They put their safety aside as they go in. And sometimes we have to set aside our wants to do something to help someone else. But that's what's important. And so as we help others, and we see someone who's needing to be encouraged, we can do that in many, many ways. We can do it by picking some picking up the phone and calling someone. We can give gifts. And I've got a whole bunch you can choose from. The Lord has given me the ideas for the designs. I love to design. I love colors. I love putting all that together. And I kind of had a sense of humor about, like puns, to be punny. And I like being able to put it all together with Bible verses. I like things with a double meaning, sort of. Like I stand in faith. I'll show you this. I stand in faith. It is the little person being the I, and that's a person standing in faith. So it's a double. I stand in faith, but it's also the I standing in faith. A t-shirt or a mug, it's something that you want to kind of give some people something to think about. So they're great conversation starters. The one, Jesus lives, Jesus loves me, Jesus loves you. It's the gospel in a nutshell. If you are not comfortable with talking to someone, but if you're wearing that and someone asks you about it, then that opens it up for you to be able to share your faith. So my favorite design says, Jesus calms my storms. And that is one that, I put on, to encourage myself, when I feel like things are just a little bit hard, or, I feel like things are just kind of pressing in. I wear that shirt and it reminds me that Jesus is with me. And that comes from the story when Jesus was in the boat sleeping, and they were on the Sea of Galilee with his disciples. And a big storm came up. And these were seasoned fishermen and seasoned people that are used to being on the sea. And that storm came up and they were afraid that they were going to die. So, it was a pretty strong storm. And Jesus was sleeping through it. Well, Jesus knew that he was going to get to the other side, and he knew that it wasn't going to drown everybody, but the disciples were looking at what they saw, and it wasn't what they didn't know, that it wasn't going to hurt them. But they came and woke Jesus up, and he said, why didn't you do something about it? He wanted them to have their faith. He wanted them to still that storm, but they weren't even thinking about that. But I love how he stepped in and he showed them, and he told the storm, peace, be still. Told the winds and the waves to be calm, and the peace, be still. And sometimes we need that in our lives, to speak peace and stillness into our storms. Thank you for watching Lorraine's Faith Place, and I hope that you will be encouraged in the Lord in your everyday walk, in your everyday, that you go out and have faith.